what we see here for Doran. And now, I think in terms of laning phase, we have seen that Gragas, especially with Grass, does exceptionally well into the Renekton. My call is that Gen.G says we need to have an early pressure point on the map, and I do think in terms of prio and early skirmishes, Renekton Maokai has incredible skirmishing power, and this is Death Ball. Oh, what?
Switching it up. Okay, Chovy Ryze. This is not a pick I've been expecting to see at all. Most mid laners I talk to think Ryze is literally in the dumpster, that this pick is out of the meta completely. It's also relatively short range against powerful engage here from the Gragas and from Lissandra, so Chovy's going to have to play this very, very well. But it does give them the ability to side lane, and it gives them the ability to...
What? Okay, Canyon. Kayn is going to be locked
by
in,
the way.
And yeah, this is...
Game
let's
on.
go! We get the Ryze pick up for Chovy, and Canyon's like, hold my beer, here's the Kayn. All right, well, Gen.G versus Gen.G, everyone. This is just kind of what happens.
This is amazing. I mean, they obviously needed an AD jungler. You don't want to go triple AP topside, but I was expecting something along of a Kindred or maybe even like an Olaf. But the Kayn here is going to be incredibly exciting, and to me, so much of the Kayn depends on your early game. How quickly can you actually get the transform? When you're against a Maokai jungle, I do like this pick especially because when you're against tank junglers as the Kayn, you can invade heavily and scrap with them non-stop to really farm those souls to get an early transform. And if you can get an early transform on Canyon, this is one of those power farming junglers that really can take over the game. It feels like it fits his style conceptually.
I love it, and I also think that the Kayn specifically into Maokai, especially if it does end up being the red Kayn, has so much innate power, and this is what we've been treated with in the LCK for the entire year. Every time these two teams face off, they make reads that no other team does, and this is the perfect way to start this series.
I don't know what to expect, but I'm very, very excited to see who's going to come out on top. We have to remember that Canyon versus Peanut has often been extraordinarily Canyon favored in the early game. But Peanut is certainly able to turn it around, largely due to the fact that they have that rock on the bottom side of the map in Ruler. And we also have to add, there's a Yuumi next to him as well, piloted by Lehends. What an absurd start to this series, and here we are on to Summoner's Rift for game one.
I mean, this is going to be so exciting. I will say there is an enormous amount of CC here on the Gen.G side to get lockdown for Ruler's ultimates, right? Everyone else on the team here has roots, has CC to try to get that ideal ulti, and Damwon looking for something a little bit sneaky here.
And also with the relative lack of range of both these compositions, whoever... he doesn't know.
Canyon.
I think he's just going to start enemy wolves. He's actually looking just for a level 1 start, because based on the mini-map, no one else is actually moving over here to assist him, right? You know, we got Gragas chilling up top. We have these guys showing that are trying to not give this away. So I think it is just going to be a wolf start for Canyon.
Look at the pathing ping as well.
Oh, Peanut might spot it, unless he's going bot side.
He's going bot side. He's going to start probably Raptors.
Oh my god, they don't know!
I mean, I think this is a really great read because Maokai a lot of the time will actually do these Raptor starts. That is my guess, is that he's saying, okay, you're playing Maokai. If you're going to start leashless, it's likely on Raptors. I'm going to do Wolves, and I'm going to power farm your top side without you even having any idea. This was risky, but he sneaks in, and Secret Agent Canyon here going to be stealing away multiple camps and already accelerating the pace of the game.
And this is so reminiscent of every time that Damwon have found the upper hand against Gen.G. It's been moments like this, but Peanut might be suspecting something is up.
But he can even scrap him here. This is even better if he actually takes a scrap here and actually gets towards that form even faster.
He doesn't know!
He doesn't. Oh my goodness, Peanut, he's noticed that his Gronk's missing. As now he's going to come on over. There's the smite from Canyon. Now he's looking for even more, down to 200. But Canyon, if he just takes away the entire top side of the jungle, he's still pretty happy. But still, he's going to give it up, not going to push too far.
Look at the prio, though. Yeah, he's got to back off.
But this is perfect. He already took 2 camps away, right? Now he can just go Raptors. He can even go Raptors down to his bot side if he's worried about a counter evade. But, like, he can even do Raptors red. He can go anywhere on the map from that. He's already taken 2 camps away from the enemy jungle. He's gotten a little way towards his transform. This is a brilliant level 1 here from Canyon.
It also refers to what you were saying earlier. With Kayn, you want to try, especially, I think, into the Renekton, into the Maokai, fight with them early on, get as many orbs as you can, and rush towards that form. Overall, though, when we look at the rest of the map, and I think the reason why Canyon couldn't really continue to keep going is that, as I think expected, both of his solo lanes did get pushed out.
Yeah, absolutely. Doran was even cheating down, you know, threatening that he could move down, so you wouldn't want to stay around and actually fight to the death or anything. But as we can see, Canyon very far ahead in the farm here already. Going to be a very quick level 4. And he is going to be looking for Red Kayn, almost guaranteed. He's playing Conqueror, so he is going to be trying to scrap with that Maokai at every single opportunity. He's going to be trying to meet him at Scuttles and really look for it, but Doran is being contested here heavily. They don't want to let him push it in. Doran is very low.
The slow is going to come through. There's the body slam flash. Nuguri going to give it to Canyon, but no! He just walks it up and they're punished.
Oh, Canyon didn't want to commit the flash there. He is punished for greeting it out. That was an easy flash W for a kill there. He thought he could get him on the flash with his W. Didn't quite have the range. Does miss out on what should have been a guaranteed first blood, I feel.
But remember, everyone, now that we've got a slight lull in the action, make sure to grab the exclusive Very Nasa's Much Wow emote from Prime Gaming by connecting your League of Legends account with your Prime account. I think we're lucky that we managed to get that in there, to be perfectly honest, because this game seems to have everything to talk about all the time.
What it also means is if Canyon not using his flash, although he's going to still be very far, it's still get the wolf camp. At the very least, thanks to the prio that he has in mid and bot side, Peanut is able to stay remotely relevant. Picks up the blue buff, and it kind of alleviates the damage that Canyon was able to do, especially because if he does get the kill and get more orbs, it's a huge disaster for Peanut.
Absolutely, but the problem is he has the respawn timers, right?
Yeah,
he's on back here towards the Gromp. He already took away the wolves, and now Peanut knows. So the problem was he did the blue buff, but he was just waiting around because they didn't have information on where Canyon was. So if Canyon had actually based or ran straight down towards bot, Peanut could theoretically die here, right? So that is why he was waiting so long to go in. And Canyon is just being as efficient as possible. He's gotten multiple Wolves clears. He's on his second Raptors clear here already. And he's really going to be accelerating the farm and going to have an incredible early base. You know, he's got a good 1,200 gold in pocket. It is too bad he missed out on that first blood, but there's still opportunities to return up towards that top lane, especially once Nuguri hits level 6. There's going to be such good gank assist.
Cool, and I'm looking at both teams here because in terms of setup around objectives, a single misstep, Canyon hasn't backchat. He's going back up top again.
All right, well, if in doubt, just do it again, guys. As no flash on this one, there's the Blade's reach, and Canyon realizes he can't turret dive.
He can't turret dive, but again, this is okay. He's just going there to farm towards his form. This may look like a silly gank, but you don't need to always kill them. This one, I would say, was an effective gank. The last one was a bit of an oopsie. This one, I'm going to give him as they just don't have the damage to actually finish him off. But every time you can have an efficient gank like this, you see he goes top, and then it's right back to his Krugs. And as long as Nuguri stays safe here, you are just laughing.
You also see Peanut covering, right? Because I wouldn't be surprised if Doran is calling, hey, guys, I don't have the vision. Maybe he's coming over again. Not going to be the case. Peanut is going to get spotted. Canyon is on the back, and there's Chovy.
There's the flash twist in advance. He throws out the barrel to get rid of the Ryze, but there are so many problems. The body slam is pretty good, but still, it's going to be first blood, and it's delivered to Chovy.
And Chovy comes up big. We have not seen this Ryze. It's been a pick that, I think justifiably so, has fallen down the ladder. Nerfed time after time for its immense impact. But Chovy, a guy literally known for just being in lane, finds the first blood.
I mean, it's a great roam, alleviating the pressure there onto Doran. Getting this kill onto Chovy is going to mean great things for Gen.G here early on. And then you can see they've already taken a good 800-900 gold lead here off of that one kill.
Yeah, Nuguri also didn't have his teleport available, so it means that Doran is much further ahead, being able to deny waves. Farm behind the turret gets a really nice back here as Damwon looking to head towards that top side. Top crab is probably all they're going to be able to claim for now, as Rift Herald is going to be spawning in a minute. But let's check out this one more time as Chovy walking up the river. Kind of perfect timing here.
I mean, it's just a great roam, right? Flash twisted advance, that guarantees there's no way out. They know Nuguri has no flash, so as long as they stay on top of him, there's no way out with the body slam. So that's really all Peanut's job is after that initial twisted advance. Just walk along with this Gragas, make sure he doesn't have a free way out.
And the one counterplay that ShowMaker was able to find was just getting a plate. Has the Demolish proc, is able to get that, but that's never really going to amount to much, because if Gen.G is able to again snowball with a composition with as much CC and upfront damage, I think it becomes very, very tough. Do want to say that because we haven't really talked that much about scaling yet. I think it's actually very interesting because obviously Yuumi is incredibly strong as Canyon goes in.
Yeah, Chovy is right here though. Blade's Reach comes through as Canyon put in the Rune Prison for a moment, and oh my, just walks on in there. ShowMaker, he'll turn up. Doran's coming down, but they'll be able to get the first kill on the
healing.
Still fighting this this out as Canyon's gonna have to flash. Doran comes on through. Nuguri finds Chovy in the backline. Doran is just fighting against ShowMaker though, as it's fights on multiple fronts, and Doran's the one that's gonna win this one. Chovy eventually having to flash as he's respecting Nuguri, who just got his back.
And look at Canyon, just max efficiency right to the Herald, but this might be spotted. Nuguri has to kind of play a little bit of distraction here. I don't know if they can finish this. He does have a smite available, but he's going to have to smite for health. This is going to be a bit awkward. Peanut's coming out of base.
Still has his ultimate though, uses the healing, goes into the wall.
Yeah, Doran going to come on over here, just trying to keep him busy for the moment. Body slam comes in, Canyon locks it down. The Nature's Grasp comes through though, and there's downward trespass. He's going to deny it, as now Doran getting himself out of there.
Flash.
Nuguri at 100 health, and Peanut will secure the kill, just barely. They're able to lock him down. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, here it is. It's the final bullet into the back of deokdam, but he flashes away and keeps himself alive.
In game one here, absolute madness. They're scrapping it up across the map, and now Peanut on the invade.
And overall, I'd say for Canyon, that's a successful heist. Go in, get blue buff, and he gets away with the Rift Herald. But overall, it's still Gen.G that gets the better trades.
Yeah, absolutely. Gen.G, coming up with these kills, getting summoners off bot. They're looking for the dive here now.
Yep, tidal wave coming on through here as Kellin just burning down Ruler. Make it rain comes on through, and now Chovy just wants to come through and grab himself some fish, and he does secure the
ShowMaker's here.
Going to answer. Canyon is of course here as well. Shadow stepping through. The Blades Reach comes down, and Chovy will be taken out. Dam1 Kia answer.
I present to you Gen.G versus Dam1 Kia. These two teams are so evenly matched, as across the map plays just continuously found by both of them. In the end, Gen.G's ahead, but Dam1 is still able to find, I think, a lot of crucial kills to get themselves in it.
Yeah, and the biggest thing to me is I'm so curious how close Canyon is getting towards Transform, because there's been so much scrapping in this game. To me, pre-transform, Kayn is like half a champion, but when you transform, you're a champion and a half, right?
Oh, yeah.
That power spike can be so massive. If he can find the correct fights, especially against these multiple melee scraps on the top side, it is going to be huge.
Yeah, certainly pretty clear that Canyon wants to be heading towards that top side, as there's Gore Drinker completed.
And he transforms.
Oh, he's
already through.
There he is. All right,
there he is.
Gore
Drinker.
Nature's Grasp here towards the bottom side of the map, gentlemen, and deokdam is in so much trouble. He gets smashed back by the brambles, and Peanut helps claim one for Ruler.
And this is what we talked about in terms of CC. There is so much lockdown on Gen.G, and Dam1 Kia is unable to deal with this. And now, we haven't really talked about bot lane that much, but this Yuumi MF bot lane is absolutely demolishing, because while Dam1 is getting wins on the top half of the map, bot lane is bleeding.
Absolutely. It's a massacre down there at this point. You get those kills, you push them back multiple times here. deokdam earlier had to take a bad base. Chovy comes down. Now they get another gank in there from Peanut. They're going to be able to take the first dragon. They've taken multiple plates, and it's plus 30 CS. Massive goal difference, but they are looking for Chovy.
Yep, there's the Frozen Tomb. Chovy's going to get knocked up. The Blades Reach as well now has that added CC. Goes golden, but that is just going to buy a few seconds and not delay the inevitable enough, as now they're going to be able to hopefully take down this turret, but no teleport to come through. Can they actually get this off in time? Yes.
Yeah, the tower very tanky here on that last plate, and Doran's just going to pop ulti here to try to clear it out. Canyon, though, really, really strong. I mean, he got about a 10-30 transform and his Gore Drinker completed, so he just wants to fight constantly. His job now is find this Maokai, scrap, and just don't stop. Try to really limit Peanut's effectiveness here.
And as much flack as Doran, I think, justifiably so, is hold up.
Yeah, Doran might be in a bit of trouble here, and indeed he is. There's the Umbral Trespass to come out. He does manage to slice his way over, and Canyon gonna be interrupted by Peanut. The Bramble Smash is fantastic, as well as now Chovy comes in, but it's a double knock-up. Kellin turns up. Oh, Nuguri just securing it, and now another bubble to come through. A double kill for the Gragas.
The bot lane may not be going well, but Kellin's not bot anymore. Now they're gonna try to duck off.
Yeah, here's the final chapter. The bullet time, the cleanse is good, and deokdam will barely survive, but he's walking the wrong direction, gentlemen. Some Alcove Gaming may need to come in, and there's no safety here. There is a turret, so he's definitely going to die. There it is, double up secures it.
But look at mid lane, right? They're just non-stop pushing here, and Canyon again is just invading. He wants to scrap these melee champions the rest of the game.
Because with what has happened on top side, Gen.G, who are 1.5k gold behind, are ahead, are now behind Doran. Doran with the first turbo and the skirmishes that they found on top side that Gen.G opted into actually have now swung back the gold lead.
You had a follow-up, I think.
I'm trying, but it's so hard to keep up with this game because everyone is fighting everywhere all of the time, and we can see the lopsidedness with Gen.G pulling ahead so far in bot side, but then Doran with this Kayn pick coming up huge.
Absolutely, and I think Canyon's playing it incredibly smart, right? He just has to maximize efficiency, and honestly, he doesn't really want to fight Ruler or Lehends until it's overwhelming amounts of power. He just wants to be tracking Peanut, scrapping against Peanut and Doran non-stop here with this Conqueror, red form Kayn here, early Gore Drinker. He's just got to keep finding them. They knew that Doran had popped his ulti mid lane to actually try to clear out that wave, so they're going to immediately go back towards top and look to punish.
And just Doran dying here would have been okay. I think that you can come back from. It's unfortunate, but it happens. But instead what happens is they go in as the explosion from the cask, more than enough to set it up. And
that was sexy.
If that doesn't happen, for real, if that doesn't happen, Doran is probably still overall behind in gold.
Absolutely, but I don't think they thought Kellin would be up there still. Right, like he stayed up top for so long, the wave was crashing bot, so my assumption is Gen.G's saying, all right, Kellin will be heading down towards bot to try to cover deokdam, and at worst we have a 3v3, and Chovy's coming out of base, Chovy's pretty strong, like we can fight. But when that extra man is there, the CC coming through from the Nami was massive because they're in that tight corridor, they both get caught by the Nami ult, they both get caught by Nami bubble.
And as much as I like the scaling of Yuumi, and as much of a blight has been on this tournament, MF, to me, has had one big problem, that she's unable to deal with very tanky front lines. And if we look across the board, for Gen.G, there is an Everfrost Ryze, there is Ruler who went for BT Rush, which is very high on the utility and the sustain, but in terms of damage, might not be enough. You're playing against a fat tank Gragas and a monstrously fed red Kayn that is what I assume will be building either a Black Cleaver or a Death Stance next. It's going to be so hard to chew through those health bars.
It will, but it looks like there may be another contest here. Gen.G is moving up, but Doran is more established for this, so I think Gen.G will have to back up, give it up. There is a bit of an X factor in this one, though, and that really is the Realm Warp, right? Because I do think being able to Realm Warp Doran into that back line makes the fights very, very complicated for Doran, right? Because if they're trying to send all of their kind of front line forward towards Ruler, and all of a sudden a very angry Crocodile shows up on top of deokdam's head, that becomes a difficult fight.
There is also the amount of lockdown that we keep going back to for Gen.G because a single misposition from anyone on Doran spells big trouble.
Yeah, getting to 5v5s is exactly what Gen.G are trying to do this game. So far, Canyon has made sure that is very, very difficult, as he's going to be splitting here towards the bottom side.
Level 11.
Yeah, he's absolutely... I mean, I feel like Nuguri is actually kind of playing jungle Gragas this game, and it's top lane Kayn, as Canyon's being given...
Gragas.
Yeah, River Gragas, and just any side lane with farm Kayn, as Canyon is ahead of him.
I think that they have a lot of experience playing with Kayn in these
Oh, this is absolutely normal.
When he's on Graves, I feel like no one on the team is getting farm anymore.
I mean, what are his most famous picks? Like Graves, Nidalee, Karthus, like this fits the MO 100%.
And what I love, and now that we have a little bit of downtime, want to highlight this Worlds, and this match is one of the best showcases that we've seen thus far, is the amount of creativity and freedom that are available in drafts. There are a couple of picks that are very clearly very far ahead of the curve, but overall, as Hold Up might have some more fighting here.
Yeah, tidal wave to come through. They think they've caught Ruler. He's going to have to flash the bubble. Gets himself out of the way. Now, Canyon, towards that bottom side, does a lot of damage there to Doran as Nuguri holding on to the cask. As Shirley takes down that outer turret, and Doran starting to really get the momentum they're looking for. Peanut turns up, wanting to deny this second charge. Yeah, they should be able to do so.
Oh, they're TPing on it.
Wow, they are committing to this fight here as there it is. Not going to get the blades reach, but that's going to get some flashes. Nature's Grasp to make sure they get the charges. ShowMaker will be exhausted immediately. The bubble's fantastic as the culling flies through, and Canyon locks down that first kill, but Chovy will answer, and he makes it a double. Realm Warp to deliver. ShowMaker be interrupted. ShowMaker sacrifices himself, but gives over the triple.
That was way too far from Doran. They really tried to hard force that, even TPing on the Herald to keep it alive for the second charge. But Gen.G are still in the area. Gen.G can answer, and Chovy picked up a triple there.
This Ryze is not looking like the Ryze that we've been saying is just out of the meta. Not really.
Yeah.
Like, if it's 5 kills, it's probably still going to be fine.
Yeah, he's 3k gold.
Yeah.
In his inventory right now.
That's a problem.
He
He's
got a
been on the map
shutdown
for a long time.
on Fat Kayn. And, you know, triple in general will get you a lot. And I agree with you, Zale, and this is something that has plagued Dom1 for the entire year. They used to be known as a team that like got a lead and pushed it relentlessly, but sometimes they go too far.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to look at who they're actually diving, right? It's a Renekton with all that has a Yuumi strap and Peanut on the Maokai, right? If this was Ruler and Chovy under the tower and those are your initial targets, then yeah, you burst them down very, very quickly. But it's two essentially tanks at this point in the game. They can't actually get a quick kill. Yes, they do knock down the Renekton, but so many resources are put into actually knocking him down that Chovy and Ruler are completely unthreatened when they arrive.
That emotion explosion as Chovy picks up a triple kill.
Yeah, he was actually a little bit upset, and I'm not going to translate what he said there, because if you can lip read, you know exactly what was spoken. So, all right, having a look, the damage, I mean, this is, once again, this is a Canyon game. These are the types of games that Dom1 Kia win. They're now looking for it. Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They've been doing it all game long. As we'd like to remind you that, of course, this is our Mercedes featured matchup between Chovy and ShowMaker. Already it's delivering as Doran, actually denied a bit of that CC by the bubble. He keeps himself alive, has some zoomies there as well, courtesy of Lehends.
But look at this, the bounce back and forth between the two lanes. You know, they go just from bot up towards mid. They already have it pushed here and starting to chip away at that tier 2. And it's a very clear plan here from Dom1. It is fight, fight, fight the whole game long. They want to scrap. They don't want Gen.G to be able to establish themselves in a 1-4 to get Ryze out to the side lane. And they don't want them to have this kind of cushy front-to-back, slow-paced game. They really want to force their resources out non-stop.
Oh, as a ShowMaker, a little bit of an oopsie there, but he's fine. He got a Z. He's okay. Overall, Dom1 also have drafted the perfect draft for this, right? You have extremely mobile and extremely bursty bot lane. You have I'd argue one of the best CC champs in the game in Lissandra, and then the Kayn and Gragas we've already seen the impact of. To me, the big question will be though for Dom1, especially after that dive that they didn't find on bot side, is what is actually going to be the amount of Drakes that they're able to pick up? Because if you get into a late game scenario, as Chovy finds a really nice Realm Orb, and you don't have, I think, a Drake league that forces Gen.G to just walk into you, to maybe get caught inside, or to opt into a skirmish that they don't really want to go for in a straight up front to back, especially with Ruler, with a Yuumi on his back and the front line that he has, can still be a really big problem.
And I am kind of concerned about the fallback, right? You know, if deokdam was having an incredible game here on the Lucien, then you can say, okay, the 4-man squad just keeps fighting, deokdam keeps farming, and he's kind of your insurance policy. But it doesn't really feel like they have one in this game. Maybe Kayn will prove me wrong and he can just be that threat the whole game long, but I do have concerns that when you get to those really later stages, if you don't have that big secondary threat, Lehends' exhaust is always going to be on Canyon, and I just don't know if he's going to be enough.
Well, speaking of secondary threats, it looks like Chovy's going for tank Ryze here as well. I think it might be the Fimbulwinter instead.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, thank goodness. Okay.
You scared me for a little bit there,
I saw the Fimbulwinter picked up by Nuguri and put it back into my head, and I'm like, okay, thank goodness. Okay, Seraphs, it's fine. They're doing okay.
That build
I hope it's dead.
It needs to be
I hope it's dead, but
I don't...
There are some builds that have happened in the LCK that we sometimes question.
At times, yeah, we cling to them.
No, but here we are. It's all right. We're absolutely fine. Seraphs is in.
Well, if you want to scare a Dom1 friend, compare the mid lane items here. That's going to be a problem, as Chovy is looking very strong.
Yes. 0, 2, and 4, not exactly the scoreline that ShowMaker was looking for here, but he'll still have all of that utility, like you were talking about, Chronicler, in all of the CC that he does have, and it's Canyon. That's the real one here. Is that sidestep was beautiful. Okay. A bit of the K-Ram. Welcome, everyone. We are pretty used to this.
We're grabbing Cryo Atlas. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's allowed.
The Drake is also up, third one of the game. Earth, Wind, and Fire to start us off as well, which I absolutely love. Another knock-up to come through, but Doran pretty tanky is okay. Peanut's going to dive forward. They're looking for Nuguri, but he's very tanky. Blade Reach once again landing onto Peanut this time as they get the Nature's Grasp out, and there's the final chapter. They think they've locked down the Gragas. He's super tanky, but he's still going to be taken down. Now ShowMaker has to go into his ultimate. Doran's going to be taken here, and Gen.G looking for more. Umbral Trespass to come forward. Peanut relatively low. It's a great knock-up. Oh my goodness! Can he actually make it happen? The answer's no, as Chovy is taking matters into his own hands. Yes! is going to come through, but they just walk away. And it looks like Gen.G are looking for a Baron.
Yeah, they're going to go straight for it here. ShowMaker really mispositioning in that fight, walked too far forward, lost almost all of his health to Ruler's ultimate, and they didn't have that secondary bit of damage, that follow-through that Canyon needed to really run over the fight. So it is Gen.G coming up massive in the mid lane and grabbing a Baron, taking full control of this game.
And Ruler also able to channel what I think was almost a full bullet time. Generally, against the Damwon kill, that should be very hard to do, but they're able to get it, and all that Damwon is getting as a trade is not even a soul point, it's just a single Infernal Drake. And initially, this fight looks very underwhelming because a lot of tankiness, a lot of health bars, but as you pointed out, Azil, it's when the ultimate from Peanut comes down, and they go in here on top of Nuguri with the ultimate, trouble arises for Dom.
And watch ShowMaker. ShowMaker just walking forward here. You know, I think just losing track of the EMF ultimate, lost about 90% of his health there. He actually started when the ultimate was being cast. He was out of it. Imagine if he's full health with his flash now. The follow-up there that could be there with Canyon. If Canyon had a flashing Lissandra coming in with that ultimate at this point, they run over the fight. It is Damwon's Baron, and it's that mispositioning, it's that misexecution that is all the difference in this fight.
And you also see deokdam there. If he's not as far behind as he is, you win that fight, right? He has the burst necessary, he gets to take him down, but in these longer team fights, even in spring, when Gen.G was not the best team in the LCK, this is where they excelled, and they're showing it again here.
Well, let's see whether they can continue it, because of course, Ruler is definitely one of those quantities that does turn up at around this time of the game. And he was given an early game to do whatever the heck he wanted. Of course, Canyon needing to get towards Red Kayn as quickly as he can, as he is actually doing some roaming here behind Gen.G, looking for the flank. Here's the teleport to come forward. Final chapter, meanwhile, and this ultimate not quite as good, although Canyon does dive in front of it. Nuguri now just getting autoed down by Ruler, and now he's out of position. Has to flash to get himself out, but it's another kill for Chovy. ShowMaker once again extraordinarily low as the turret will be taken down. Bramble smash is amazing. It's another triple kill for Chovy, and now Kellin is going to be locked down. Realm Warp to confirm it, and Gen.G will destroy Damwon and possibly their base.
That might just be the game, right? Damwon Kia again try to go for a Hail Mary fight, but the Yuumi is fully online. You called him the best Yuumi, and I've seen Lehends win games far harder than this one.
Well, they're pushing towards it now. Canyon is alive, but he might just be taken down. Goes Golden to try and buy as much time as he possibly can. Lehends gets out of turret range, and the Kayn is now dead. There's the ace, once again confirmed for Gen.G, and they will be taking game #1 in this best-of-5 series. Unless Damwon can make something happen. Doran slicing, dicing, and that is going to be the end of the Nexus. That is your game 1, and if we have more of that, gentlemen, I think we're going to be happy with the series.
What a treat game #1 was. We got the Kayn, we got the MF Yuumi, we got Chovy with 11 kills on Ryze here. Such a back and forth, scrappy game.